Real talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get your inspiration. Go and sit back and unwind, sipping on your coldest glass of wine. This the home of girl bosses and the warriors. Went from tragedy to triumph and it's glorious. Ain't no question if they ask, they got that fire. This the podcast that came to Aspire. Welcome to Aspire Podcast, home of the real. Real talk, real people, real stories. Give it up one time for y'all hosts, Sujay.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. It's Podcast Thursday. Hey. No. Listen, before we get started, I'm going to introduce my beautiful guest, but I do want to talk about something real quick, really quick. I haven't talked about this much, but Texas, I wanted to shout out and send love and prayers to everyone in Texas right now. I have family out there, so life is hard right now for everybody out there. I'm going to have a link in the description tonight where if you wanted to go ahead and fund, if you want to send some money, if you they actually are taking donations of any kind, so clothes, food. Listen, we're live. We're really live today. There you go.
Thank you.
We're editing it down. We'll edit that out. But no, I'll like seriously, I'd like to really remind people that life is not always so easy and we're blessed. And if you can help somebody else, please do so. So the link is already in the description. Please go out and support. Local FEMA also is taking any type of donations. Listen, $1 would help these people right now. So onto the fun, why we're here. I want you to introduce yourself, my beautiful guest.
Yes, I'm Tatiana. I am the owner of Monroe Photography here in Orlando. Tatiana. So just capturing love all the time.
Capturing love.
Yes.
So I told you I was going to save this for the show.
You did. Yeah,
I'm already
waiting.
a friend. She's already a friend.
I'm waiting.
I wanted to give you your flowers because yes, we know people that know each other, all this stuff, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
And I sent you the questionnaire just to kind of gauge you, but I had already on your page, and
thank you.
You capture pictures, but it's like you capture emotions behind the picture.
Yes.
And not a lot of people could do that. So I wanted to start
Thank
with
you.
flowers.
I love that.
But I was like, I really like her.
Thank you.
No lie. I was like, and you make people cry. Like, I feel like you've made people cry.
Stop. Yes, I have.
I know.
I cry.
Yeah.
I do.
I know that about you, and I don't know you at all. But I was like, because I was looking, and I love art, but when you can capture a picture and I can feel what the person that you captured is feeling.
Yeah. and that is the point. That's literally what I try to do.
But I know a lot of people that are photographers just because it's lucrative.
Yeah.
Just, they don't have a passion behind it.
Yeah.
Or they don't see it in an artistic way. But
right.
Photography is the first art besides music that I fell in love with. Not even writing, and that's where I love to write and all that, but photography, old photographs, I feel like black and whites, like I always love, like, wow, you can capture someone's soul in a film.
Yeah, and that's
crazy.
like what I try to do, right? Like I tell my brides that all the time, even when I'm doing a discovery call. I'm like, hey, I want you to look at this picture 10 years from now and be like, I know exactly how I felt at that moment.
It's a feeling behind
It's a feeling.
Picture. Yes, you get it.
Because that's what you do.
Well, you get it. It's your...
Well, that's what you do when you look at your own pictures, right? Like even pictures when you were little, you can look at them and be like, oh my gosh, like I remember how I felt when I got that bike for
Pictures
Christmas or whatever.
Supposed to invoke emotion. But people don't, because like you can snap a picture on a phone and people just take away the, wow, like this is happening. Like I can remember this 100 years from now.
Yeah.
Well, not 100 because we ain't living that long.
No.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
To like yesterday, I saw a picture and it was just a fun picture, right? I saw it and it just like sent me right back there.
Yeah.
And like whoever has the ability to do that is gold.
Awesome. Thank you.
So,
I appreciate that.
Let's start with a little bit of your history. I want to know like what led you to this.
To photography?
Yeah.
So funny story, 2020, right? Like everything
Is
shut
it funny?
down. Everything shut down. bored in the house, right? And got on TikTok like everybody else and saw a challenge. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this like challenge with my phone.
Why not?
Yeah, like why not? And it was like a mirror challenge, and I did it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this. And so I started with my phone at home, taking pictures, like in my bedroom. I set up cutout magazine pictures and put them on my wall, and took my IKEA light and like set it on a stool, you know, to
I
have
got one at
lighting.
home too.
That's what I'm saying. And I did that, and I was like, I really, really love this. I think this is what my passion is.
What were you doing before that?
Healthcare. So I'm still in healthcare, which is my passion as well. I love
Same.
women's health. It's important.
Okay, yeah.
So I was doing that, like just serving the community that way. But I always felt like I had something creative inside. I love to write as well. I always have. I love to read.
Same.
And this was just like a way of bringing that artistic, you know, part of myself
I do
out.
this, you do that.
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, I don't know. It's just I've always maybe wanted to, like, oh, I should take a picture. Because I just well, to be a good photographer, you have to see things in a different light. Like, you have to, like, and know this is a moment.
That's
like,
right.
Nobody can be like, girl, take this picture.
That's
they
right.
can, but, like, you have to be a good one. You have to know, like, oh, this, like, capture this.
This is
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
This is it. Healthcare to this. What about younger years? What about young you?
Yeah,
Like, how
so
did that happen?
young me, I am originally from Brazil.
Oh,
Yes,
not know
girl. I am. I'm Brazilian.
Okay. she got a booty, guys.
Stop. Yeah, so I'm originally from Brazil. So we came to the United States when I was really little.
Okay.
Very small family, just me, my dad, my mom, and my older sister.
I know that to be really true with Brazilians. Why?
What, that
I
we
don't
just
know. Like
little
smaller
families?
Well,
we have a big family in Brazil, but not everybody could come, you know?
yeah. But I mean, just like, two kids. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Just even that. Like, I have a lot of friends who are Brazilian that are only children.
I think it's affordability, right?
They're
like,
smart.
It's
Because we can just pop
affordability.
them out here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it was just us, and my sister's almost 7 years older than me.
Okay.
So I had a very vivid imagination when I was little, and spent a lot of time even though I have an older sister, it was almost like we were two singletons, you know, because when I
have an
was
older
8,
sister like that,
she
too.
was, 15. So that's a big difference. And I spent a lot of time just being creative in my own mind, like doing a lot of plays and things like that.
is
Imagination.
wild. Yeah.
So I did that when I was little and wrote a lot. In high school, I wrote a book in my English class. Like, I just had that in me.
You sound like me in that way. Yeah.
We're twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that a lot, and I actually got pregnant at a very young age.
Okay.
I had my son when I was 16, so he is 31 now, which is crazy because anytime we're
'Cause you're,
together,
like, 30.
they're like, how are you my age, right? I'm like, you're my age. What's happening here? So yeah, I think just being young and in that situation, I was very driven to kind of like beat that
something.
norm and beat that like standard, that
Stereotypes,
stigma that comes with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I've always been very driven, and I'm like the type of person that if I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well. And that's pretty much how I've navigated my life, really, with everything.
I love that because you're already an immigrant, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I feel like in a lot of ways, you're expected to fail.
That's right.
I'm gonna keep it real.
That's right.
I was gonna say it all politically correct, but it's
No.
not really that. It's just like you're expected to
Yeah.
okay, well and you're a teen mom, so girl.
That's right. That's what I'm
got
saying.
no
I
hope
had
in hell.
everything. I had all strikes against me.
You had no hope in hell. To own your damn business. And I will tell you why I really wanted to start showcasing women that are entrepreneurs is because who else does?
That's right. You're
Who
exactly
else
right.
does?
Yeah.
Like, we are, women should support women, but I'm not gonna lie, it's even hard for me to get women on the show, like to promote, because there's also a stigma of like competition amongst women. Do you feel
100%.
that like in
no,
in
100%. I feel that here in photography, and I feel that in the corporate
just the
world.
world.
I say that all the time. Like, you see like men will help each other up, right? So like a CEO of a company will take his assistant and show him the ropes. Women, we don't do that with each other. I think that's a lot of things where we think someone's going to try to steal our job.
Girl,
versus...
I'm not you. I cannot steal. I always tell people, it's so hard. I have a lot of men on here. I have women, and a lot of the women on here, most of them I've known personally, or like we've built a relationship. It wasn't like this where it was, you're a complete stranger before today. You know what I mean? It's rare because I don't know. And I was talking to my best friend. Shout out, Melissa. We shout people out here. You're gonna tell people hi. But that she was just like, oh, sometimes it's just women are so intimidated by strength. Yeah. Because we're told to be weak. That's we're taught like to be princesses. I am not a princess. I'm okay with not being a princess. But we're taught to compete for the attention, for the love, for the place, because a lot of times in the corporate world is that one place in this one position at this one company. You know what I mean? So it's so hard. It was so hard. I'm trying to showcase women and I'm like barely getting anybody. Wow. It's crazy. That's crazy, yeah. And I'm like, I thought it was like in the entertainment world, but at work too, it's like, no, this is my job. Yeah. No, girl, I'm gonna help you. You need help, you know, but that's how I am. And I you know, manage at my job. So it's like I don't really manage in the way of being a boss. It's like, we're a team, let's go. Let's make it happen. This is the goal, let's make it happen. But
I think you said a good thing about just like how we're kind of put to hold a smaller space a lot of the time.
We're very silenced as women. But then that's what the world tells us to be. And then when we're not, great, like we do stand out, but there can't be two.
That's right.
Right? So it's, and that stigma is women doing that to women.
Exactly.
Insecurities, because we listen to the world. I always told people, and I don't know if you've heard this before, but like, you have to know who you are, because the world is going to tell you who you're not.
That's right.
And you will start believing them. So it's just, I don't know. I'm very friendly too, so I'll talk to almost anyone, but I also I'm not going to take disrespect. And I've gotten a lot of disrespect from women more than men.
Wow, yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know, but I wanted to say that because you're like one of the first women that was like, I'll be out there. I'm like, love her. Like, I already knew.
No, I'm for it. Like you said, we have to create that space, like to show that we're here to support each other. I mean, if more of us got together and stood for one another, there's big movements that could be made, you know?
I wish. And I feel like on social media, girls follow girls and support one another. It's bullshit. I'm just gonna say, like I'm gonna keep it 100. It's so utter bullshit, because when it really comes down to it, they don't do it. Yeah, they really don't do it. I've had business partners that you know, like, and I forgive and I let go, but it's just at the same time we have to be better. Yeah, and that's what I talk about.
I think too, like, a lot of times, a lot of your support comes from outsiders before they come from
your
friends.
I was about to post something. Thank you to all the people I don't know who has supported me more than anyone. I get people, like, shout out, because it's this one guy. I'm going to shout him out. I don't know his name.
Now you're just shouting out a guy.
He watches every episode. He's from Australia. That's all I know. And I don't know who the hell he is. Never message, nothing. It's just always been like,
you just
very
see him
supportive.
In there. You see him there.
Or like the comments, and I'm just like, okay, Australia, hi. But
like, hey.
But it will be a stranger.
It will be.
I'll one time was with my friend, and some random girl was like, hey, I know you. I'm like, I have a show, because I'm not very like, I have a show. Yeah. I'm not that girl. So I was like, I have a podcast, like whispering. And she's like, I saw, and she started crying, and I had shared something very personal early on in the show, and she was like, I didn't know anybody else went through that. But it was like that. You're a total stranger. You could have just been like, oh, she's from that show, and walked away.
And kept going,
Yeah. You don't get that from, I mean, when I said I wanted to start the show, it was, okay, you know how many podcasts there are out there? Or, you know, like, they might not like you. Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware that I'm not for everyone. But
that's right. Yeah.
It's okay. They don't have to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get that for sure. I mean, even just starting a business, people don't understand. And like, you know, like you were saying, coming from an immigrant basis. You know, it's kind of like, well, what does that mean, right? Because we don't have that.
You're gonna be a photographer.
What does that mean? Yeah.
And people get money because, like, I'm sorry, we're Latinos, we're taught to like just make the money.
Yeah.
Like it's almost as a poor Latina. It's like I'm so poor, but growing up, I didn't have money, and in an immigrant status, you're almost like, what? Just become a doctor. Just work in the medical. It's always medical or like law, or because those things don't go away.
It's guaranteed.
Right? It's guaranteed money, but sometimes it's misery too.
That's right.
I know people that make $1 million a year and they're not.
And they're
happy.
miserable.
Yeah. I'm all for being happy. What was like the moment that you knew, because this was fun. You're doing it during COVID. What was the moment you knew you were going to take it to that next level?
I started first working with a lot of like models and doing editorial, and I really loved that, you know, because I
just said I love editorial pictures.
That's so funny. Well, I got to show you some of those because I don't have them really on my page anymore, and I did magazines and all of that. And funny thing is, I said originally I was never going to do weddings. I was like, I'm never going to do weddings. That's like high strung. I'm not going to do it. And I second shot for somebody, and I left and I called my husband immediately, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. It was just like a light bulb went off, and I was like, I loved the environment. I loved being with the couples and like seeing that love. I mean, you're just getting married. You're like at the highest,
right? Love, right? Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, and I have to figure it out. And I just started researching, and everything I've learned is self-taught. You know, YouTube, TikTok a lot, like just Googling things.
It is a national.
It's there. I don't even Google anymore. I just go to TikTok and I ask, and I find my answer that way.
I don't TikTok too much, but like if you really need to know. I go to TikTok. Kids teaching me things. Kids.
Yeah, too. And so that was like the moment I was like, okay, wedding photography is going to be it, and I need to find out. So then I just started following photographers that were doing it, kind of the style I was looking for, and then just second shooting is just where I started first. Like, let me second. Then I don't have the pressure of being the main photographer either, right? And it just blossomed into something that I was like, wow, like, this is it. This is where I'm meant to be. And I just completely like did a rebranding, redid my page, did a website, and it was just, it came so naturally and so easy to me that I was like, okay, this is where I'm meant to be. Now, of course, there's always like struggles, right? Because I don't also know what I'm doing.
Nothing's easy.
Nothing is easy. I still have a full-time job. Yeah. So managing a full-time job and starting a business, that all of a sudden I'm getting these inquiries. And, you know, my daughter, who is 25 now, kind of went through my Instagram page, and she's like, we need to get rid of all this stuff. Like, your aesthetic needs to change. And she kind of changed that and like helped, because since social media runs the world, really.
I am so bad at it. I'm getting better, but yeah. That's
where it really, you know, changed and kind of like diverted into that direction, you know, and just trying to balance working full time, which I still do, and running a business full time, and being a wife and a mom full time.
Not to cut you off, but I wanted to ask, when you told him, hey, this is what we're going to do, what was his reaction? He's in the studio, by the way. Studio. So talk all the crap you need to.
No, my husband is like literally my biggest supporter. Like,
I love that.
Yeah,
see, good job.
He's amazing. No, he was like, do it. You know, like, do it. Whatever it is.
I didn't get the same.
No, he was like, do it. I mean, he supports me 100% all the time for any crazy idea, honestly.
Is that, I mean, I know how important it is for me, but like, is that a big deal for you, having that support system for, especially your husband?
100%. It is a big deal for me.
Won't do it just because of that.
I don't know necessarily if I wouldn't have not.
I'm gonna do what I want to do it. But it changes the game. It
changes it, and it takes off that pressure that you already feel with starting something that you don't know how it's going to be. So then knowing that, hey, even if I fail, it won't necessarily matter, because my person supports it regardless, you know?
I don't know why I get emotional for that, because that's so to me, that was like a huge reason why my life changed shortly after that, because I think to have that, even if you weren't in a marriage, but just like having someone
Support.
that says, damn girl, go.
Yeah.
You know, it rarely happens too. So
Yeah.
yay, you see, you're already
Yeah,
doing
shout
a good
out to my
job. Shout out to
husband.
the hubby, because
Yeah.
I love that he's even here, because
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of, like, when women are on, I don't see none of their men. Now, if I'll have a rapper on here, we'll have
His whole crew will be here. Well,
87,000
that's my
people.
crew. It's a crew of
But
one.
it's the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. Support to me means so much, because it's so easy to do it.
Yeah,
To
no,
believe in somebody is so easy to believe, you know?
He literally, I mean, we went to an event recently, right? And I was just talking about this the other day with somebody, and he wore an I Love My Wife shirt, right? That he wore on his own. But the crazy thing about the story is that I can't tell you how many women came up to me and was like, oh my gosh, how did you get him to wear that? I'm like, girl, I didn't force him.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional for that. It's because I don't know, I'm such a sucker for love. But yeah, you're winning.
So
even if you didn't make it.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
It didn't matter.
You know,
I love that.
So having that support really is a big.
I don't know
She's
why
like,
I'm
oh my
such a
gosh, I'm so
softie.
emotional. No, it makes a big difference, and you know, that's how it's supposed to be with a partnership, and in your marriage, you're supposed to support one another. You know, so it's definitely a blessing to have that. You know,
I'm congratulating you guys on that.
Yeah.
Listen, and we didn't meet, but we got to know each other through other friends. If y'all watching, y'all better say hi.
Hello, people.
Say hi.
Get
Hi.
on there.
I'm a shout out Ed and Eileen.
Hello.
Quick, we say names here. I don't care. Hi, if you're watching. I
Yeah,
love
if you're
you.
watching.
I'm like trying to see the chat. I don't see, but people are on. We love you. I'm just too far to respond.
Too far. I can't see. I don't have my glasses on, so it doesn't matter. I
Girl.
can't see anyways.
No glasses on today too.
Yeah.
What is something, because we all learn shit in the industries and the different industries that people do, but what's something that you learned, or like a lesson that someone taught you, or even a quote that you heard that like changed the game or changed your mindset?
For my photography, one of the things that is the best thing was that your photos aren't supposed to be somebody else's. So a lot of times I would compare my photos, and I still struggle with that sometimes. I'm like, is this good enough? You know what I mean? And then I would look at somebody I really admire, and I'm like, I don't know if mine are as good as hers or his, you know? And one of my really good friends that is a photographer, we were together, we spent like a week last year in Italy together for an elopement, which was awesome. And you know, she was the one that was like, well, your photography is not supposed to be somebody else's. Like, that's the point. And I try to think about that all the time. Yeah, I'm like, well, it's supposed to stand out. Like, it should be, if somebody sees that, they should immediately be like, oh, that's B. Monroe Photography, not something else.
I agree with that. I think you should have a signature.
Yeah.
You should be known. I know a lot of photographers. She's right. I'm like trying to not be mean or like
say this in a nice way.
Yes, but she's right. Like, and you're good enough, honey. I'm just kidding. And I truly am not like gassing you up.
No,
I don't know you.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, but it's just a lot of times we're our biggest like critic.
Yeah.
And just that person really told you amazing.
Yeah.
'Cause I've never thought of like, I try not to compare. You know, I have a lot of friends that do podcasts, and they're not even close to the same as me. But a lot of times we nitpick. Like,
we do.
I don't have a catchphrase, and then I'm
Right.
like, I'm not a catchphrase person. Like,
Right.
I don't want to. And no, I kind of do have one,
Yeah.
but it's not something I really talk about. Or ending the show with something,
Whatever,
or
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, we're our hardest critic, but also I've just learned to like, people are like, oh, you don't watch your show back? Not a lot of times, because I want to be, that's just my authentic self.
Yeah.
Being live, especially, like, it was a transition. I wasn't always live, but once I decided this is probably the easiest route when it comes to YouTube, it's always there, not thinking about it,
Yeah.
not editing, like it, because I'd be up all night, like, oh, well, I sneezed funny in there. And it's just, you can't be.
No, that's how I
like
do.
that.
Even with like I'm editing pictures, I'll go back and I'm like, I'll look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. And it's like, no one else is going to notice that but me.
No.
Like no one else.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. Like nobody even, like, to me, I was like, oh, I scratched my nose. And we're human.
No
you
one's
know what I'm
even paying
saying? But
attention.
nobody,
Yeah.
they're listening to what you're saying, girl.
Yeah.
If this is okay, whatever. I got an
That's
eye
right.
booger. I don't know, but it happens.
Yeah.
What do you think is the harshest thing that, how do I put this? Like, you know, we all get, you're criticized, but what's the hardest criticism you've gotten from others? Or
You know
have
what?
you?
I haven't. I think that for me, it's I am my worst critic, like you were saying. I've been lucky, right? Knock on wood.
Girl, don't start now.
Don't start now, please. Do not start right now. I haven't received that just yet. I mean, I'm sure, you know, everyone who's great gets that at some point in their life. So I'm sure it's bound to happen
It's
at
like
some
you
point.
have to embrace the good with the bad.
You have to. And I just think to myself, like, I am doing the best I can every single time. And when I'm with my couples and my brides, my main goal is to make them feel the best that they've ever felt that day, regardless. Yeah. You know, I'm not, even when I'm shooting my couples, I'm not very posy, like, oh, put your chin at a 45-degree angle and I'm very much more
I can't
like,
with that.
I can't. I don't like pictures taken of me. So I'm always like thinking of that when I'm shooting someone and I'm like directing them of, you know, grab her, pick her up, do this. At a wedding, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. They just got married. They're all over each other. So I'm like, just go with it.
He's grabbing her.
Just go with it. Yeah, just go with it.
I do love the idea of just some that. Because, like, I see a lot of photo shoots and I see a lot of this. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Editorial stuff is beautiful. Sometimes it's just, like, I love it. I really do. But, like, to capture those moments like that where they're not even really paying attention to the camera. Yeah. And to capture, like, there's one you just did. Like
you're like, one specific. Okay, which one is it?
I could show you later, and I was like, man, like I felt the love in the room, and I wasn't even there. Yeah. That I was like, man,
you have to pay attention. That's what I'm like people watching the whole time, which I love to do in my spare time anyways.
She's like,
I frequently people watch anyways. So that's really what I'm doing. I'm just like watching the moment. And a lot of times when I take pictures, even when we're doing like their portraits after, I'm always thinking to myself, like, how is this going to look up on a wall? Blown up. I'm thinking always bigger than probably just a photo album. Like, how's this going to look up on a wall?
Photo albums?
Who does? Yeah. And so I really pay attention to it, and then you just like see it, the little look. Or sometimes when they're like sitting at dinner and I see he puts his arm behind her, I'm like, oh, I'm going to scoot around back and get that back POV of him like maybe naturally kissing her shoulder or whatever the case is. So it's a lot of people watching and trying to grab that emotion. So I'm glad that you were able to see, because that's literally the point that I try to do, is for people to see the pictures and feel it and be like, wow, I can feel that those people were like in love.
I love love.
Me too.
Girl, I'm gonna get all, I don't know why I'm emotional, but whatever. I love love. So like, I'm the same way. I would notice. I was secretly taking pictures of my little brother's wedding when, you know, he got married. And I remember that they had a photographer and everything, but this photographer was very, you can tell that was very like in a photo studio taking pictures. So I took pictures that they ended up, those pictures, and I took them from my iPhone, but because I love my brother so deeply, I took pictures that he was just like, we're using these. And I was like, I'm not a good photographer, but it was just like, I captured the moments.
You captured it. And that's what people are looking for. I mean, usually during reception, we're out on the dance floor. I'm not just sitting. There's a lot of times I'll be playing good music. Me and my second shooter will be out there like dancing, jamming it out. And then you're creating that environment too. And so people tend to feel very comfortable. So now you're
like family at these weddings. I know it because I've seen it. I'm like, okay.
No, I walk in, I'm like, hey, like in the bridal suite.
Like today?
So, exactly. I'm like, come on, give you a hug. Exactly. That's just how I do it. So I want them to feel comfortable, because if I get them to feel that way, then the pictures are going to show it. And it's going to be like nothing.
Because nobody wants a wedding picture like
very stiff. No, nobody wants that. So I try to create and curate that vibe that they feel comfortable.
I mean, curate the vibe.
Curating the vibe. I mean, at my couple
I need
shoots,
to use that now.
Curate the vibe. At my couple shoots, we have a Bluetooth speaker. I'm playing music. I ask them, like, what are you going to dance to for your first dance? I'll download it and I'll be like, okay, dance, practice. And then they get in the moment and I'm just like shooting. And it's like the perfect thing. And they forget. a lot of times that I'm there. I mean, I've had tons of people be like, I'm so nervous. I don't like photo shoots, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then they get there and afterwards they're like, this was the best time I've had. And I'm like, right, because you didn't think about it. You know, you're listening to music, we're vibing out, we're having a great time, and then their pictures show that. It reflects in the picture.
I'm so bad at photo shoot because I'm the girl that's like,
you're like, what do I do with my hands?
And I'm always like, I don't know, passionate. So
Yeah.
to stay still, I'm like, stay still.
Latinos were passionate.
Yeah,
We're
and
passionate.
I don't know. Apparently, I'm at that.
We'll have to do one, and then you'll see.
Oh hell!
Put you on the spot.
Yeah,
You're up next.
Look at like, yes.
We'll do a portrait shoot for you.
A portrait shoot. I don't. I did one ever in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like,
And
when I
how
first
was that?
started.
What was that experience like?
I didn't like it.
Oh.
Should I say that? I'm sorry.
Wow, the
Not the
photographer's
pic-
watching it right now, and they're like, wow.
I ain't that important. I just felt like the awkward, and I'm awkward already, so I'm like, and the chin must go.
Oh, no,
I
no,
just
no.
don't. I just
We'll
want
do
it
a
to
redo.
feel
We'll
natural,
do it.
you know. So, yeah, and I'm an outdoorsy person. This was genuinely in a studio, and I didn't feel like it was me.
It was you.
Yeah, I was appeasing other people. So,
Yeah.
What is something? Have you ever cried like in a moment? Like,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
do you cry at
I
every
cry
wedding?
almost at every wedding. I'll tear up. Yeah.
I would do. I can't do what you do.
Like, you know what it
Like
is
that.
too? Like, the first look always gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're doing it with their dad or they're doing it with their spouse. The wedding that I just recently did, they did a first touch and they prayed together, and I was like trying to take these pictures, and my eyes were like watering. I was like, this is such.
I wasn't even there, and I'm like,
yeah.
a prayer, nah.
Yeah, they just like held hands back to back, and it was just such a beautiful moment. So I just feel so much like gratitude that number one, these people trust me, and they let me into these very sacred moments. You know,
prayer together would put me out.
She's like, I'd be out. I'd be on the floor.
Like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone else take these damn pictures because
those are hard.
I don't know. I'm very like, are you very spiritual or?
I
like,
am. Yep.
So for me, that's like a big.
Yeah, it's a beautiful moment. I mean, it's, you know, like I said, being there and seeing these things firsthand. And a lot of times we're in moments that no one else sees. There's not even family there. And I'm like seeing these things live. It's, you know, bringing it back to my husband, a lot of times he comes with me and he does my behind the scenes. He does all my BTS.
Like everybody gets you a husband like hers.
Hello,
guess,
just
you
not
know?
mine.
No,
Okay,
don't get
he's
you her
taken.
husband. I didn't say that. We're not starting anything here.
So he does it, and he captured videos. Like, we had a bride and groom that as soon as they got married, we went into a room and it was just him and I and the two of them, and he captured that whole moment of the two of them the very first time.
I was good at that because behind the scenes friend.
Yeah.
I made a friend.
He does.
What would you like to do that you haven't done yet?
For photos?
Yeah.
I would love to continue in destination weddings.
Because take me to
wherever. Like, let me be there and experience that. That experience I had in July in Italy was phenomenal. We went out on a sailboat with just the couple and got to shoot them on a sailboat in the Mediterranean Sea.
So after the show, I'm done, and I'm going to be taking
Yes.
up photography.
Exactly. So I would love to continue to do that. I have one coming up next year in Mexico, so that's going to be like my first real one. Like,
Yeah, that's
you know.
wild. How do people book you?
Through my website and word of mouth, honestly. I mean, Instagram, of course, is helping. I'm also like...
It is very pretty. The
Yeah.
aesthetic is, daughter, you did good.
She did great. Yeah, she set it up and she monitors it still, I'm sure.
Really? Okay.
I'm sure.
Okay.
She's good. But yeah, I would love to continue to do that. Like, just to...
Destination
Oh
weddings.
my gosh.
Take me away.
Take
I need
me
a
with
destination
you.
now, but hey.
Yeah.
What do you wish your younger self would have known or was confident in that maybe now you're confident
Oh my
in?
gosh. In myself in general. I think
to
I
believe
was,
in yourself?
yeah, just to believe in myself. You know, especially being such a young mom, You know, it was very tough to think like, you know, how am I going to make it? How am I going to do it? I mean, thankfully, I also had a huge support system. My parents are phenomenal parents. My mom and dad were amazing. I mean, they still are very supportive. You know, but I still had those internal struggles of just everything. I mean, even as I grew up in my early 20s, I was married before and I got a divorce then, and having to redo my life at 24 years old with 2 kids by myself, I still struggled. Like, am I going to be able to do this? Even though I already had accomplished a lot by then, I still was like, I don't know if I'm capable, you know. And now that I'm older and more mature,
She's 30.
31. Mm-hmm.
Oh, just you aged.
just had my 31st birthday. Yeah, now that I'm older and I see how much I've done, I just continue to tell myself, like, girl, you've been through way worse and made it.
Listen, we're meant to meet today, because I literally, Melissa, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I literally told her the same, like, word for word today, because, you know, life gets hard, and we second guess ourselves, and then one moment could take all that progress in our head
back
out, right? And you're like, oh, I'm backtracking. But at the end of the day, it's like, dang, like, we've been through worse.
And I think about that for my younger self all the time, like, especially in the teen years, and like I said, in my early 20s, I'm like, I look at that person and I'm like, wow, girl, like, you've come a long way. Like, you did it. You know, you beat a lot of odds, you know, just with everything in my life. And so I really have grown so much in the confidence area for that, just knowing, like, you know, just do it regardless. You know, don't worry about what other people say or think or anything. Like, just do it. Literally,
the world will tell you who you're not.
Like you said earlier,
you got to just keep telling them who you are.
That's right.
I just think women in general need to be really secure in who they are.
And
even men, because I'm not going to do that. I believe men, but I feel like women are told who they're not. Oh, if you're not this body type, you're this. If you're not married,
if you don't have kids, if you don't,
the stereotype of everything. We're not, especially us Latinos.
That's right.
You have to be better. You have to be bigger. You have to do more, and it's sometimes not enough. I know there's people chatting. I love you guys. I can't read a damn thing right now. Our studio changed a little bit, if you haven't noticed, and we're doing some changes. So I love you guys for being in there. I will respond. I promise you. Promise. And if it's Ed and Eileen, love you a little more. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're always told, like, oh, do that. I'm not very traditional. Like, I believe in traditional values and stuff like that to a certain extent. I don't want to be told what I'm not supposed to do or what I'm supposed to do. So have you ever, you said your parents were very supportive. Have you had that from other people that dim your light a little bit more? So, oh, you want to do this? You want to do everything? Don't you work already? How are you going to be the perfect wife and the perfect mother?
No, that's one of the main things. I mean, even sometimes, you know, again, with parents, although they're, you know, my mom is somebody I talk to every day, multiple times a day.
I don't have that.
She talk to her all the time. And even, you know, with her, she's come a long way, you know, of just being like, oh, do that, but just be safe and, like, make smart choices, you know?
Yes, be safe, but also not be safe.
But not be safe.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, be safe when it comes to safety, actually. Correct. But, like, I feel like mothers, especially that generation, you know, like boomers, and they taught us to be scared for everything.
Yeah. And I think it's because they didn't have a lot either, you know, like,
of course.
My mom is a very strong person, and a lot of the things, you know, of ways that I think is because she is, like, man, like that lady, she's phenomenal.
Just
like,
make it happen.
She will do it. She will do it, whatever it is. So a lot of my ways of just being like, I'm going to do this, is because I've seen my mom do way beyond. She still does way beyond than she's supposed to. But
can I sign up for your mama?
I'm telling you, man, she's the bomb. I'm blessed. I have an amazing husband, and I have an amazing mom.
Listen, all right, we're done here.
I know.
Just kidding.
I'm just trying to get brownie points.
I
for
know.
later.
He's like, oh, he's gonna get you buy you a drink.
No, but like you said, like it is tough just us being immigrants and being women of that. And also, you know, family values are so different. You know, I think because of my dynamic in my marriage versus maybe the dynamic my mom had in her marriage growing up, it's two different things.
Of course, it's uncompare. You can't compare even the 60s to the 80s, and then now, like our children.
Right.
I have an adult son now. It's still new, so
yeah.
But like even that, so I see the way they're so much more passionate and loving and outspoken, and I always encourage outspokenness. In my house, it was always like, I'm gonna hear you speak. I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. Now I still make the rules, but I'm gonna take in consideration you're a different person than your brother, and whatever the case is. But we didn't have that. It was like the set rule for everybody, and I was very much like the odd man out because I was the artsy one who read. Reading was like, oh, you
what
think
is
you're
that?
Smarter than me?
That's
like,
right.
Stuff like that. The mentality
Yeah.
is like, well, you should be quiet and you should be dim and you should. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that you are. I didn't know all of these things about you, but because I'm showcasing and I want to bring to light, like, there's dope ass women doing dope ass things, and to be an immigrant in this world, in this country, and doing as much as you're doing and being accomplished, that's a rarity in itself. But to have you on my show is good. To have you on my show, because it's like, I don't know, I just want people to know that we're out there, we're doing good things. We're not just, I mean, if you're a model and you're doing this, if you're on social media and portraying yourself whatever you want, I'm not saying that's wrong, but we also have this, and we also have the voice behind it, and we also can do amazing things. And that's really why I wanted to do this, because a lot of times this doesn't get said. We're not talking about these things. No, we're fighting. We're being petty, and we're like, oh, but she ain't that cute. Oh, look at the body. And that must be work done or whatever. It's like, you're a beautiful woman who's smart and powerful all in yourself, and that's what I wanted to like showcase, bring out the show. And bring other women to feel that come way. On, because it's hard. Empowerment. Yeah, and I'm not men are like, when I first started the show, they were like, you know, I have a lot of guy friends, but just because I grew up among two brothers, so we all have like family friends. And they're like, girl, you're going to be that rah-rah sis boo bah girl. I'm like, a little bit, but I'm also going to support the men, because I was really surrounded by more strength in men. I had an amazing grandmother, and she passed away 5 years ago. 2 days ago was her anniversary, and it was just like, she made me realize that I have a voice, I better use it. Wow. And she was from back then. That's amazing. But she was a very much like, with or without a man, I'm going to do it. So I always... And you kept that. Hell yeah. Yeah. Because with or without one, you got to do it. I mean, that's, like I said... Better with, you know? I mean, even, you know, like, just taking it back to being a teenage mom, that was, like, something that my parents, even my mom, she's like, well, now, like, you're going to have somebody else to support, so now you're going to have to, like, pick up your big girl panties on and deal with it. Put them on really good. Real tight. Hike them up. Yeah. Yes, I believe but the good thing is, even though she said that, she was also like, but I'm going to help you. And, you know, so she did that even when, you know, they did that for me to finish high school and graduate high school on time. And then when I got divorced and I decided to go back to school, because my background is in synography, I'm a sonographer by trade. That's crazy. Yeah. She was like, you got to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it all the way, you know? So I appreciate that from her, because she really made me like that strong individual of being like, no, I got to step up, because like you said, it's that stigma. And it's so funny, because even when I meet people now and they say, oh, do you have kids? And I'm like, yeah, we have, you know, me and my husband, we have 3 kids. And they're like, how old are your children? And I'm like, well, my oldest is 31. And they're like, what? How old were you when you had him? And I'm like, first of all, what business is it? I hate that question. What business is that? I didn't ask you that, because it's none of my business. But I'm like, what does that even matter? Number one, you know, but it's immediately you fall into that. And that took a lot for me to look. And it took a lot for me not to get offended by that anymore. So now I'm just like, yeah, girl, and I was this age, and exactly. And I'm this, and this, and I'm doing this now. You know, I've come this far. So it's like beating that, you know, stigma and getting, it was just having my mom as that strong figure. She really taught me that, like, you're going to have to do this regardless. I love that you have that.
Yeah,
'Cause
she's
it's rare.
amazing. She's amazing. So she really did help me through that stuff. And so now, you
Shout
know,
out, Mama.
shout out to my mom. She should be watching, hopefully.
I'm over here like
Fingers crossed.
It's do you? Because I always say this like, oh, I don't care if there's 2 people. I love you guys. You see the chat? You blowing people up?
Hey, yes.
I
I
know there's
can't read
people
it, but
there.
we see
I'm
it.
like this, like, wait,
We
let
see
me. My
it.
glasses are in the car, but I get a lot of people. Where was I going? No. Do you feel like you're changing something in the world? Like you're doing something because you're in the healthcare field, and
Yeah.
I feel like even if there's nobody watching, or one person watching, if that one person is like moved by whatever I say, like,
Yeah.
did my job, done, happy. Do you feel like that in your picture, even in your everyday life? Do you
Yeah.
feel like if I did this one thing that moved or helped this one person, then my job is done?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I said that even before coming here. I was talking to my husband about it last night, and I was like, you know what? If just one person hears my story and says, I'm going to do it, I'm going to step out, then that's it. I don't need thousands
Same.
of people.
Same.
I just want the one, because for me, even getting into sonography was because of a sonographer when I was pregnant with my son, and I was terrified because I was a child, literally a teenager, and I was terrified, and she made me feel so good, and it always stuck in the back of my mind. And so then when I became an adult and I was thinking about healthcare, and of course, like you said, they want to push medical, and I was like, well, maybe ultrasound, and I thought about her, and that stuck with me. So as long as it's just one person, one woman that feels inspired to do something, that's
Or just
perfect for me.
You made their day better. 'Cause-
Made their day. I mean, I did that the other day. I was leaving my best friend came to visit, and we stayed at a hotel. We did a little staycation, and I was leaving the hotel gate, and the parking attendant, she was this beautiful girl. She had a beautiful smile, and I said, "Oh my gosh, your smile is so beautiful." And she's like, "Oh my God, stop!" Because we don't compliment.
Absolutely.
We don't compliment.
I'm
And
the
she said
awkward
that. She goes,
person.
"You made my day." And I was like, "No, your smile's so beautiful." And so my best friend was behind her. And when she left and we met for breakfast, like we were meeting each other for breakfast, she goes, "I don't know what you said to that girl, but she was cheesing when I saw her." And I said her smile. And she
Now
did.
you're
She had a
like,
beautiful
now she's
smile.
like,
and I'm like,
shout out
you
to
know
the
what?
girl.
Yeah, shout out to that girl at that hotel. So it's like, that's enough.
Means a lot to me.
It means a lot because
I'm
I
the-
know what it does to me when somebody does that.
I'm the awkward girl in the bathroom. Girl, you are killing that
Yeah.
outfit. You are. Look at how pretty you
Yeah.
are. We don't do that enough.
We don't do it
I'm
enough.
super awkward. Like probably. I mean, there's probably 1,000 people out there thinking I'm hitting on them in the bathroom.
Yeah, they're probably like, okay,
Like
weirdo.
awkward.
They're like, let me
weirdo.
get out of here.
I don't even give a damn though.
Yeah.
Like my friend's like, girl, calm down, because I'm always. I just feel like
You want to give that light.
I know what it's like not to have
That's
it.
right.
So when you
100%.
when you wake up daily not having that light, you're gonna, not always, but you're gonna want to give it.
Yeah.
Like I know what it's like when someone told me something kind and how I felt. So it's like I always
You want to do it.
I don't know, and it's not ingenuine. It's like, girl, you
Yeah.
rocking that bun, girl, you, that lipstick
Yeah.
color, whatever it is that makes them stand out in that way. That to me is, I'm gonna tell
And you don't know what anyone's going through. So that one
Preach.
comment could just
Preach
change
that.
somebody's day
to
right there.
change someone's life based on something kind that is so minimal.
Yeah.
I'll
Exactly.
do it every day of my life if I can. Like that.
Yeah.
That's really why I even started this. Is like I was probably in one of the worst moments of my life, and I was unbecoming everything I thought I would be forever, and becoming, right. And
Yeah.
so it was just like I didn't have that support. I can't say that I did at that time. Half the time, people didn't know what I was really going through, right? Because I'm not a
Yeah.
going through this, I'm the light, right? Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm known for. So it was just like to be quiet and to go through some of the toughest times. It just taught me like I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm going to still be the light, but I also want to receive it. And that's why
Yeah.
interviewing and meeting different people from all over. I mean, I've had people on here that are not even in the country, like,
Yeah.
so it's like, cause I do virtual stuff too. And it's like, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Share stories. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
If we did this more, people would break bread more,
That's right.
and there would be less nonsense in the world.
There'd be a lot
truly.
more love.
Give
to
me some
give.
love, please,
Yeah.
because I could use it.
I mean, I
but-
do that even when I'm like doing my shoots, I'm like gassing them up, you know, the whole
Get it,
time.
girl. You
I'm
do.
like, girl, you look so good. I'll be like, okay, model, you know, and then they'll laugh, and I'm like, picture.
Perfect picture.
Because it was
A
like
genuine laugh.
it was a
is the
genuine
best.
laugh, you
It's the
know,
best.
and it makes them feel good, and I want them to feel good, especially my brides, but of course even my couples. I have girls that do like celebration birthday shoots. They want to do a photo shoot, and then the whole time I'm celebrating with them. I want them to feel good because, like you said, we don't receive that very much from the outside. We definitely don't receive it very much from other women. So I definitely want to be that, and I want them. I always call my brides like my besties. I'm always like, hey, bestie, you know.
I got a few, now we're besties.
Now we're
but-
besties, exactly.
I'm sorry, Eileen. This was not on
Ooh,
purpose. Like she's
ooh,
watching.
gonna get jealous. She's my
No.
number one. My number one.
Why are you lying?
No, I mean, I do. I want people to feel that way because I don't know about you, but even I've had the same. I have like a couple friends that I'm like, these are my best friends that I've had since I was younger. And then
Most of all my friends are like,
but it's because as you get
Far
older,
back.
it gets harder because not everybody is.
I'm always open to meeting new people, but I'm not always, you're going to come into my
that's
my
good.
circle,
Yeah.
because you do have to protect your like your inner circle, because I have let people in and they weren't really in for the right reasons
then you
sometimes.
got hurt.
And either I got hurt or maybe they did, because I'm one of those, like, if I catch some, I got this don't this don't stop, you know. So like if I feel it, I have to say it, even if in the moment I felt it and maybe thinking about it later I don't. I tend to, like, I have to keep it real. Like, if this is what I'm thinking or feeling, I have to say it, because it's not, I would feel like a fake ass person, genuinely. But keeping those long-term friendships, I know I have had newer friendships in the last few months, actually in the last year possibly, but like, I know they're genuine. I can feel it. It's like now, like, I met you and I'm like, I already knew just texting you. I don't know. There's something about you. I was just like, I'm gonna like her. I'm gonna like her. I didn't talk to Eileen about you whatsoever.
Oh, that's amazing.
Truly. Like, I think Ed mentioned you to me. Like, well, he told me, he messaged me about you, but when I saw them, he was like, no, like, we've known each other since we were young. And I was like, great. But I purposely almost didn't really ask, nothing, because I'd like to really feel how people are genuinely. But girl, I already knew I was gonna like you. And then you gave me a hug without even a question. I was like, I'm a hugger.
I feel like that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm, you know, I really want other people to feel good about themselves. I think, you know, it's so important.
I think that's the best thing that a person can do is like be, it's not just the kindness, but like genuinely feel like, it's not really about me, it's about you. Yeah. It's selfless. Like, photography is selfless. You're not taking pictures of yourself. Right. You're not like, you're not promoting you. You're promoting what you do, what you see, and what you, so it's like, that's huge. Even this, like, I'm not out here like, I'm the best. I'm the, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it takes a selfless person to be that good at photography. Yeah, to show somebody else. You do it well. Thank you. Well, I'm trying, girl. You're out here from 2020, and you're 2020. I thought you were doing it for like always. No. I didn't know it was new. No, it's new. It's a baby. It's 5 years old. That's crazy. Yeah. What's next? Do you want to grow your company to bigger? Would you? Because you have a second. Well, I have a second that I use 90% of the time. Shout out Lou if you're watching. I told him about it. But I don't know if I want to not touch. Yeah, you know? I get that though. I don't know if I want that. I would like to get to the point where maybe I don't have to shoot as many, right? Yeah, of course. But I don't know if I want it to be where it's that big where it's not me, you know, because a lot of times they want that too. Or if I do their engagement shoot and then be like, okay, well, bye, I'm gonna have an associate shoot your wedding, they're gonna be like, what? You know, I agree, because people the relationship. The relationship and the experience. Yeah. And that's what they remember more. I mean, a lot of the reviews I get is how I made them feel that day. And of course they'll say important. Like, I love our pictures, but that's what they say primarily is like, I love how I felt that day and I felt so close to you. And some of my brides I still meet for coffee. One of my brides just recently called me to tell me that she's pregnant. She got married 9 months ago. So it's like,
things like that, you know, it lets me know like I did what I was meant to do, which was build that relationship, create that experience that they're always going to remember. I remember our wedding, my husband and I, and you know, we still talk about our photographer and our videographer and the experience we had and like how fun it was. Of course, everything else in the wedding was amazing, but they played a very important part in that, you know. So I think about that
because the music plays a part. All of these things play a part, but the one thing that you can take with
forever
is
the photos.
Exactly.
And that's what I try to tell people, even when I do a discovery call with them. I'm like, this is forever.
Like,
you know, and this is going to be it. 10, 20 years from now, when you're looking at your pictures, it's going to be the pictures I took. And I want to make sure that it's is going to reflect what you want. And that's why I also don't think I follow a lot of trends. There's a lot of trends going on with photography.
I'm not a trends person.
I'm not either. And I try to keep it very true to color. And I try to keep it very, you know, timeless.
Because that's the thing. I'm a very classic person. I do.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you are traditional. No, I just like things that if you see it in 50 years, it still gives you that same.
It still makes sense.
Art that you're in the business. Like, you know, I always say, oh, I'm in a lot of people entertainment business, but it's really in the relationship business and the people business. Like, that's what matters to me. Like, this is fun, and the camera I had to get used to. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my first podcast, I'm like, yeah, and staring,
barely talking. You're like looking straight at the camera.
But
and the person's like, hi.
Once I realized, like, yo, I can talk to people till I'm blue in the face. I love deep conversations, real talk, real conversation. That's like the catchphrase I have, if I had one. But so then once I really was like, this is what I'm good at. This is why I want to do it. Just like you, like the person's smile, that real authentic smile, and the feeling. I could feel your pictures and I wasn't there kind of thing.
I love it.
That's what you're there for.
Yeah.
It's not entertainment. It's not, and it's a beautiful art to capture that.
Right.
But really what you're doing is capturing people's like emotions and feelings and souls, really. So
it's a specific moment in time. And I want to make sure, like I keep saying, is that it's timeless. It's not going to be 20 years from now. They're going to like, why do I have this blurry picture? Because blur pictures are whatever. And hey, if you do that, good for you. I'm not going to do that. You know,
I'm not wedding that. Like, I've never actually had a wedding, so I don't know what that's like. But if I ever do, it has
and then
to
you
be
hire
timeless.
me.
Yeah, I mean,
and then we'll obviously,
if I ever get
when you get married, obviously I will be your wedding photographer.
So I don't know that that's in the works for me, but
you never know. I always said I was never going to get married again.
I don't,
and that changed.
I'm not anti getting married again. Like, first I have to finalize everything, but that's another story. But I think for me, it's I truly believe in love, like. Truly, I think that's why I looked at your pictures,
you see
and
it,
I was like,
because you see it because you believe in it. Yeah,
you know, because I do believe in marriage too. I just don't believe in people getting married for the sake of getting married.
Oh yeah. No, you cannot.
And
It's never gonna work. No, that's not gonna work.
I do feel like that's my marriage, like my first marriage was like that. I shouldn't say
it was a rite of
but
passage.
It's the truth. It was just like, this is what you do next.
Yes.
Right? Like, I were already boyfriend for 10 years.
Right.
You know, we were very young, so the next step. But I think, why am I saying this to you? You give me best friend vibes. I hate you.
Sorry.
On the show. But like, truly, like, that's why I think I love like wedding shoots, and I love what you do, because I'm like, man, yes.
It's amazing. And I feel like, you know, I leave on like a high, because I'm like, oh, you're just surrounded by so much
how are
love.
You cranky? But it's hard work.
I'm exhausted. I will tell you. I leave and I'm like driving in silence. Like, I need quiet time. My social battery is very at the negative, because it's been so high intense the whole time. But at the same time, being around it, because I do also love that. You know, it's just like seeing a romantic movie in real life, like a rom-com in real life, you know? So I still leave and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's so beautiful to see, you know, for that couple, that moment, you know, just those special moments, even with the mom and the daughter, and just all these little pieces of it. And so I do leave like, oh my gosh, this is like so beautiful and so amazing, you know.
I don't know that I would be ever cranky. I don't know, to watch love all the time is like, but I also feel like the social, because I'm a social person with my social people.
Me too.
Like when it's outsider, I'm still friendly and everything,
Yeah, me
but
too.
it is exhausting.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you're getting fed this beautiful wedding. I keep hitting stuff. I told you I'm clumsy. But it is like an output. You're
Right.
outputting, you're not really getting any return.
Well, because you're such a people person, so am I. So then we're feeding that to people because we want them to feel a certain type of way. So then by the time we're done, we're empty. So then it's kind of like, I mean, I use
What do you
this.
to refill?
It's
I'm sorry, I
quiet
cut you off.
time. No, it's just quiet. You know, I always tell my husband, I'm like, I need to recharge. Like my social battery is down, and it's just like a lot of downtime, you know, just like even laying on the couch, watching something I've watched 1,000 times because it doesn't take any energy to
like catch up,
predict
on it.
anything, you know, because I already know how it's going to end.
Read
you
a
know?
book.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, then I'm okay. And then I can kind of re-up it again, you know.
Because to be a giver is so hard.
It is hard.
But it's beautiful.
But it is beautiful. You're right. And I do enjoy it ultimately to do that for people, you know, because I know that I've made a difference in their lives that day. And it's important.
I never thought of photography in that way. But yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know if every photographer feels that way. I know I do.
But that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think because it's such a, I'm just going to snap this picture and make this money industry. It really is. I'm going to keep it real. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys. And some of you just really do it without heart. And like if everyone found the heart to do it, it'd be an amazing industry. To think back when I collect like antique cameras. So,
Stop it.
Yeah, I do.
I need to see these.
I have one that's wooden from the 1920s, and
I'm like, did we just become best friends?
So I because I truly believe in like the art of
gosh, I need to
photography.
see those.
I'm just not. I don't believe I could do it, but I love an old camera. Like I have an old Polaroid. I have all these cameras, and I thought like it's funny because my best friend's like knows that I just love an old. I love antique things, period. But to know like this took how many thousands of pictures?
Oh yeah, like can you
like, the
imagine
story
like what it
behind
did?
it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was just looking at a Super
collect.
8
Yeah.
camera yesterday, actually. I was like, I wonder if I can shoot like Super 8 film just because it gives that vibe. But like even you just saying like, imagine what that Super 8 camcorder took
about.
Previously. Like
I don't know why I
crazy.
have that mindset. I've always thought like, wow, I have a book. I have several books of photographers, but like one of them's like from the 1960s. I just keep that around me because it's art. Like to me, that's all art. The whole book. I'm like, yeah. When I'm feeling like off, I don't know. It just centers me a little bit
to see it.
Yeah, because you don't know like all the history that a camera captures. Yeah,
right.
all of it.
All of it. Yeah.
All of it.
No, I did a lot of just on my side. I went to a lot of protests just to capture history, and I was thinking about it recently. I'm like, I wonder if I should put this in a book, just of all these different protests that I went to, just because it's like you're watching history and I'm capturing those moments.
And like I've always thought of photography in that way, like this is a moment nobody gets back, nobody even writes about, because you can't describe what's in a picture to the T. You have to see it. And I mean,
just like even one of the kiss, like the picture of the kiss where it's the sailor coming home. I mean, that's like, of course you do. Of course you would have that. I'm
like, I show you right now. Like, come to my house. No, but I have that. I love it.
Yeah, and it's like that was some random couple, and it was like that photographer caught that.
The picture that you think of from back then in wars, and like, look at this love. They beat the odds. Like he's coming
and they're
home.
Here. Yes.
Yes.
Of course you would have that.
I'm sorry, Eileen.
She's gonna text me immediately. She's like, girl, I don't think so. It's so funny.
No. I love you. No, but yeah, I don't know.
I love that you collect cameras. I want to see them.
It's a thing of mine.
I have a picture of cameras. We were in New York visiting, and there was like a booth that had a bunch of vintage cameras, and I took a picture of all of them together because it was like so.
They're so pricey, but it's
awesome.
like my prized possession is my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law that passed, but like wooden. Like to think like, how did they do this?
I know, it's
and
amazing.
although I think of it, I'm like, that's my prized possession. I truly like have it out.
No, that's
the one.
That
the
is
one thing
amazing.
I have out, and I always make sure it's clean. And I should get cases for these things.
You should you should put them in a case
because that's my prized possession. He's
and it
had
still
it
works.
since,
I'm sure it still works.
I don't even touch it like to that
because
for
you're
that
so scared.
because I want a cat. Like he saved it. It was his grandfather's. So I'm like back in the day.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Yeah. This
That's
camera's
amazing.
over 100 years old. Like, I'm not touching it. I'm like, I love you. Like, no.
Yeah.
But I have a few from the 80s and the 60s, but I haven't gone and done that and done shopping for that in a long time. It could get pricey, but it's something that's just.
But that's your thing.
I always think about it. Like,
it's beautiful.
Yeah. Fun. And it's art. Like, it looks just like an art piece. It doesn't
It
even
does.
look like a real
people
camera.
collect sculptures and those type of things and paintings, and that's your painting.
I don't think I even talk about this. My close friends know, but yeah, I love antiquing. I love
that. That's amazing. I need to see those cameras.
Before we go,
yeah,
I want you to promote yourself.
Hey,
your website, your IG, or any social media that you have. Where can they find you?
Yep. So my website is bmonroephotography.com. So super easy.
Where's
just
the name
B
from?
Monroe. So I love Marilyn Monroe.
I hate you. We're done.
Oh,
no, I
dang.
Because the chat is crazy and I haven't even. We can't read, but we're gonna read.
Oh my gosh, the chat is crazy. I love Marilyn Monroe. I think she was phenomenal, and she was. Besides being beautiful, she was super smart, and a lot of people don't give her credit for her intelligence because she played a dumb blonde, and she was beautiful, and she was really smart. She was into politics. I mean, she got to meet Fidel Castro. Like, a lot of people don't know she got that meeting and had a talk with him and all of that, and she just is stunning, and she also wanted women to feel very beautiful, and that was a lot of.
Not even though like blonde, like, bombshell. I feel like she didn't have very traditional looks.
She did not.
No,
nope, she didn't. Curvy, at that time, she was
the non-traditional.
Exactly.
Really. That's why people
was the
her.
plus size.
Yeah, plus size.
I know.
So I'm like oversized.
Jeez,
she's plus size. But yeah.
And so I wanted it to be like the Monroe part of it, kind of. My first logo, one of my best friends created it, and it was like her signature. So the Monroe part was her signature. Yeah. But initially it was going to be like B, like B-E, like B Monroe, like to be her. And then, so then we just did B. Monroe. Although my dog's name is Blue, and her middle name is Monroe. So
it just kind of
went, but it just fit. But yeah,
I love that. I love the stories behind like company
so
names.
Really, it's really because of her, and she was a very powerful person, and that's a whole other thing that I can get into for what I feel about her. But
also why I'm doing this, because like the women don't get the credit.
They don't.
Like she was a bombshell. Whatever
and she
stories
played
they wanted
ditzy and all these other things. But I've read so much about her.
Be deemed as ditzy because I'm goofy and I laugh and blah blah blah. Who the hell cares?
That's right. Yeah,
we're strong women regardless. You know what I mean? But I think, or you can't be beautiful and smart.
And smart. You can't have both.
God forbid.
Somebody
told me actually like yesterday. I think. Like, oh, I'm so surprised. You're funny. And I was like...
You're like, oh, I'm sorry. What was I supposed to be?
Dumb? And I don't know. But they're like, wow, just so unexpected. You get random... I'm not used to the random messages from, like, people I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it. But I'm also trying to filter out the BS because...
Yeah.
But, and I'm like, oh, I didn't... Was I not
because
supposed
we can't
to be funny?
That's right.
They're like, oh, I've never met a pretty funny girl. What? Get out!
What is that
get out
supposed
of my
to mean?
face!
Yeah, what is that?
I couldn't even respond. So whoever sent that, why? Because why?
Yeah, and let her know. Send her why, because now I want to know.
No, I literally said why with maybe 1,000 question marks because I was annoyed.
They might not respond now.
No, probably not. I'm gonna call you out right here. Don't send me crazy stuff if you don't want it called out, because you can't be pretty and dumb. You can't be smart and pretty. You can't be. Accomplished and pretty. God forbid.
I mean, it's like, remember, did you watch the movie Barbie?
Yes.
You know that whole scene that America Ferrera I'm like, that is exactly exactly what you're saying. You cannot be one and not and the other. Like, you have to choose.
Multifaceted woman. God forbid.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I get that, you know, even with my working full time, like you had mentioned earlier, I work full time. I'm a wife full time. We have kids. I have grandchildren, actually. So, yeah. I don't know how it happened.
She don't know.
We quantum leaped or something, because we're all the same age.
We'll talk about sex and like the birds and beats at another
at another one. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people say that, like, how do you do it all? And I'm like, I mean, we can do it all.
I was taught not to do it all.
That's right.
And in my previous relationship and all that, it was more like, well, you're not supposed to.
I know.
You're a woman. You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
God, oh, your work too. Now you got, who's going to feed the kids? And I'm like, I do that. I do that well.
Right.
And then I make sure. Like today on the way here, hey, where are you going? You're going to go to the movies. Here, catch this ride. Like, we're always working.
Multitask.
Yeah. I can do 3 things at once. Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're
really
multitask.
is.
I mean, I think women are created to do that, multitask.
But not told we can.
But not told we can. Yeah, you're right.
Even, you say your mom was like, girl, we could talk forever. I'm over here like wrapping it up.
We're like, okay, wrap it up. Hold on. One more point.
Even, I remember, and it's kind of sad, like I'm giving my mom grace in my older years that I probably didn't give her back then. Even though if you knew her and my story, you probably wouldn't want to give her grace. But I'm learning that, like, it's not just so black and white, right? Especially us women, and especially with the trauma that, you know, there's a lot of trauma that we're not taught to heal.
Yeah.
We're taught to like, girl, put that under there, you know? But I used to think my mom just didn't like me. Like, I reminded her of something that she didn't like. And it's probably true, but I'm realizing that, and I had this conversation a couple weeks ago with, shout out Patrick, but don't get all cocky. He's in the chat right now. He's in the chat right now. Like, but that's like a brother to me. But like, he said something about like that we do. Our parents did what they had. Yeah. They never thought, well, this is wrong. Let me change that. Right. It's not until our generation changing it for our children. It truly is. Yeah. Across the board, it doesn't matter where you're from. You were, my kids, you shouldn't have that, because I didn't have that growing up. And so I think my mom just didn't have someone to tell her this was wrong. This is not what you do. So she just kept repeating the same mistakes. It wasn't until you changed the generational curses.
That's right. Yeah, that's
like
a big thing.
That, thank God.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
But yeah, like when I watched the Barbie movie, I cried.
Me too.
Because it's funny and Barbie, whatever. And I watched it with a big group of girls. Shout out to the girls.
Yeah, you did like a Barbie movie day.
Yeah, and it's funny because then you're like, I'm not that girl either. Yeah, but then I was like, I'm not supposed to be crying, you know. But it made me realize, like, it made me give my mom grace, because what America Ferrera said, it was like damn.
Yeah, and they only knew what they knew, right? Like, that's it. I mean,
we weren't. And they weren't reading. And especially Latina women, let's be honest, they weren't taught to be smart. They were taught to do what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Be quiet and do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So, and I was born, and my mom was like, who the hell taught her this?
And then you were supposed to break that.
Yeah, and I did.
And you did.
I think, like, I had 2 boys, so I didn't have any girls, but I feel that they will never know those things. They will never know. Yeah. Even what I went through, in the sense of feeling it, like knowing it. Like, I know what my mom went through because she put me through the same. My kids can never say that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's the win. That's the ultimate win for me.
I mean, I think as parents, that's what you want to do. You want to give them better, you know, than what you had. You know, I think like,
not to Patrick. He was like, nah, my kids are going to do the same thing. Well, good luck to that.
Yeah, no, I think with my kids, especially, you know, with my son, who we ultimately grew up together. You know, like, sometimes I just took him to New York in February for his birthday, and like, we just got to spend time together, and it's like crazy, because sometimes I look at him, I'm like, this grown ass man is my child, you know, and he has a son now, so he's also a dad. So it's like crazy to see that, because we grew up together. My parents were big, you know, supporters in that, and like played a huge role in that. But you know, like you said, you want to be different, you want to do different, you want to be present more. My mom had to work a lot, so she was a hard worker my whole life, and that's why I was able to get a lot, was because she went out there and worked. And then, like I said, you know,
lifestyles that I had.
it was different. And then, you know, also with my dad, like, speaking of Latin men, like, you know, you don't, your daughter who's 15 says you're pregnant, you know, you would think that the reaction would be, well, get out of here or whatever, and you guys need to get married. Oh, no. My dad was like, well, you belong to me, and that child belongs to me until this person can provide for that child. You know, my dad was like, I'm going to take this.
You sound like you had a dad like mine. My dad passed before I had children, but.
Yeah, so my dad was like, no. Like, I'm going to be the dad to you and him until you can, you know, provide yourself.
I love that, though.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Especially in the Latin community.
You don't get that.
Get the hell out.
But with my daughter, since you have sons and I do have a daughter, I think, you know, with her, the difference I try to do that my mom and I don't, like, my mom is amazing. Like I said, I keep praising her because she deserves it. But, you know, it's also like my mom is my mother.
Yeah,
there's
boundary should be there.
Yeah, the boundary is there, and it's like even now I never like say anything or, you know.
Girl, I had the best sex. You're
no,
not doing that.
Absolutely not.
And I don't think you should with your mom.
You shouldn't.
That's one boundary I have too.
My daughter, you know, I wanted her to always know, like, I'm here for her no matter what, you know. I'm always like, if you need to get picked up, I'm gonna pick you up. We'll deal with everything later. Like, I don't even care. So my daughter and I are more, you know, although she knows I'm her mom, but she's also, I feel more like she also tells me the gossip, you know, where she'll be like, oh, I gotta call my mom and tell her this, you know. So it's different.
I think with my oldest son,
the one that's about to graduate.
No, he graduated already. Stop.
Oh,
girl,
no, he's the one that's leaving.
Yeah,
sorry,
he's leaving in days.
3 weeks or something. You said.
Yes, 3 weeks. I turned 40. Yes.
Hey, we got to do a shoot for that, girl. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. Done. We're doing it.
I turned 40 right now. In a couple weeks, I turned 40, and like days later, he leaves, and it's just like, but we do. My oldest was a preemie. I mean, he and I both almost not survived.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
Stuff like that. There's some kind of bond, like, but one thing I will say is, like, he'll be like, oh, girl, you're annoying me. But when it really comes down to, like, he needs somebody.
He knows it's you.
He'll come to me and tell me that.
Whatever it is.
And sometimes I don't want to hear
shit,
but, like, you know. Yeah. But I almost need that. So I'm like, yesterday I'm in his bed and I'm like, because, you know, I had a hard day. A hard couple of days, and I was like, he just has this like healing energy, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, I hope that, like, I pray that the army does not change that. And I actually told him that last night. I was like, you can be a lot of things, and you can change and you can grow, but you cannot let the world change you.
Yeah,
because the world will eat you
alive. Yeah,
you out,
it will,
and be like for the, you know. But
that's right. Yeah,
but I do. I'm really close. I'm close to both my boys, but there's something about that one that just, you know, is something and I was young. You know, I was 21. I was almost 22, but 21.
That's still young.
Like, but it's young.
Yeah, it's still
and
young.
I have a story of why I was that young. It was planned, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But it was just like, being that you connect with that young, you know, like, you're growing up and you're learning together.
Yeah. So, well, that's how I feel with my son. I mean, I was way younger. I was 16 like, when I had him. I know. I was 21. I almost turned 22 when I had my daughter. So, and she was planned, you know, but yeah. I mean, I look at her and I'm like, damn, what would I do at 25? Like, with what she has, I'm like, man, I don't.
They got it easy, right? I mean, my kids know they got it easier than I did, but that's the whole point.
That is the point.
Like, I think back then, if you had it easier, it was almost resentment from your parents.
Yeah.
Not even intentional, but they resented you. Yeah. Like, damn, what the hell? They have all this. They accomplished all this, and I couldn't. Yeah. But that's a pride for me. Like, I'm proud. Like,
me too. I'm like, I'm glad I mean, all of our kids are great humans, and like, that's all I could wish for, you know, for them, is just to be good. At the end of the day,
be a good human and be happy.
And be happy, yeah.
Because no matter if you're a lawyer or
it doesn't matter.
Floors, I could care less.
Me too.
I couldn't care less. I just want you to be a productive member of society.
That's right, yeah.
And don't be an ass.
Exactly. Exactly that.
I literally told my son, please don't be an ass. And he just has the kindness heart. He comes and helps. Like Aunt will attest, like he'll come and help with food
Oh, that's
drives
amazing.
and, yeah, like that's my guy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? His mom's alright too. Don't be talking shit.
Oh.
But listen,
Yeah.
thank you. I love you.
I love
I
it.
love you already. Like, see?
We're gonna do your birthday shoot.
I'm
That's it. Like that's it. You said when is your birthday? When is it?
so awkward. Cause like
When
you
is it?
see this,
We're gonna have so much fun. When is it?
July. I'm saying that for the world to see. The world, like 3 people are on here. in
No,
the
there's
world,
a
right?
lot. Look at that
I know.
chat.
It is July 29th. I
Okay.
actually normally don't ever celebrate my birthday.
And this year we're gonna do it different.
Eileen, get your girl.
This year we're doing it different.
Yeah,
We're celebrating. You're turning 40, you said?
I turned 40.
Hey man, 40 is an amazing age.
And this,
I remember
this
turning
year's
40.
hitting different for sure. It's hit different. The last year has been some of the most beautiful times of my life. I've been able to like live and
See?
and love and grow and all that. So
No, we're doing it.
stop it.
We're doing it.
Come get your girl. We're done. Cut.
No, we're
no.
doing the shoot, and then you're gonna see. We're gonna celebrate your 40. That's a big deal. 40s are awesome. I love my 40s.
I'm actually super happy we're getting older. I'm not the girl that's like, oh, I want to be 20. Young and dumb is not
No.
my favorite. So like,
No.
and I shouldn't even be alive to see
That's
this.
right.
So
So then another reason.
stop.
Start
photo
thinking of
shoot.
something. Start
Take
thinking
a
of something.
picture with me.
No.
I'm so much better at that. I
No.
don't-
We're doing.
You're gonna
it.
get the.
No, we're
like
not
that,
because
yeah.
I'm gonna help you.
Okay, I'm gonna be like,
No. We're gonna do something. And you like
Awkward.
outdoors? Done.
I hate you.
Done.
Take it all back. She ain't dope. We're not doing this.
Done.
Say your website again, please.
Yes, bmonroephotography.com, and then my IG is b.monroe_photography is where you can
Dope,
find
dope.
me. Yep.
I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna just link in the bio and in the description. I'll have her website too.
Yep.
I'll add that later. Go follow her.
Yes, follow me.
I mean, if you're getting married or if you just want to be pretty, she does it. She does it all. And I will see you guys next week. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Real talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get